Hey, we're here at the Expedite EXPO 2023 in Fort Wayne, Indiana. We're here with TruckerCFO. Of course, I've got Jeff, myself, Charlie, and TruckerCFO. Colton Lawrence. Colton's put out a whole new batch of information for everybody, and I'm going to let Colton tell you about that.
Yeah, well, thanks. Happy to have you guys here. Appreciate you joining me in my booth, and I'm happy to be on with you guys right now. So we've just released the Trucker CFO's Comprehensive Business Guide Part 1. It's a mouthful, but it's got a lot of good information in it, and it's a follow-up to the Trucker CFO's Guide to Tax Season, another mouthful.
Right.
And difference being with the Guide to Tax Season, it's all taxes, right? Everything. Right. That you guys should know as owner-operators about taxes, things you should think about to save yourselves money on taxes. With the Comprehensive Business Guide, Part 1, we're diving into more about the industry itself. We're covering topics such as choosing a business entity and the S corporation, but we also go into information like what options you have out there for sourcing freight, what options you have out there for picking equipment, maintenance, things of that nature that people should really contemplate in running their business and how they can be successful.
Right, and you know, for a lot of our people, I mean, you've heard it before, these guys will come in and they're like, they haven't even signed for a truck, they don't own a truck, haven't signed a lease yet, and they're like, well, I'm going to set up my LLC and my S Corp, and I'm going to do a C Corp, and I'm a Q Corp, and I'm a Silent 7, and you're like, what?
Do you even know what those things mean or the implications? No.
Right, and going through the guide, I haven't read the entire guide, I'm almost through it, but going through it, that was one of the key things that really drew me into it, was just the breakdown on every step. What is this business entity? What can it do for you? What are the pros? What are the cons? And then getting into even things such as ways to acquire equipment. You know, what are the pros and cons of leasing from a major carrier, leasing from an outside source, what kind of business you want to go to. And there's just so much involved in this, and the tax guide was great. It's great for people. This is going to really start breaking down way more of the business without totally submersing you in the weeds of it, right? Yeah. With that said, I know that's part 1. When part 2 comes out, you're looking probably next year.
We're already working on it, and it's going to have some additional information, go into a little bit more detail on some of the stuff we covered in part 1. But the key to all of this is at Trucker CFO, yes, our core business is accounting and tax. At the end of the day, we are doing a tax return for every one of our clients. But in doing so, we want to provide relevant information to our clients that allow them to make good business decisions. That's what a CFO does. As a chief financial officer for other businesses that I've worked for in the past, it was that type of information that the CEOs were looking for. And we want to be the CFO for all of our clients. We want to provide information to them to allow them to make good decisions. And every business owner is one decision away from success or failure. I say it all the time. I say it on the radio, I say it in our podcasts. And once you make a decision that leads you towards success, you're still one more decision away from success or failure. It never ends. It's a continual cycle. And so by providing this information to our clients, hopefully they're going to be able to utilize that within their business, think about this stuff in a way that causes them to contemplate different aspects of the industry. They should know about all the different aspects of the industry. And you mentioned there's pros and cons. It's broken out into these different sections, and it lists pros and cons. And that's because what might be right for you, Charlie, isn't necessarily what's right for Jeff, right? You may make a decision that meets your goals and matches you up into a certain area of the industry that you want to be, but that may not be what Charlie wants to do. There's not a box that we can fit everybody into. Each of you have your own individual box. And by consuming this content that we create, you're going to be able to find information that works for you and your business.
Right.
And what I liked about the guide was, so if we have not scared you away from going into business with what we say, because we're pretty brutal. I mean, we tell people, look, make sure this is what you want to do. Reading Colton's guide is the next step that you need to take. Because we, as you all know, are not CPAs. We have industry experience, 16 years apiece at this point. We've run our own business, so we could tell you, hey, this is what we did, and this is what we think about your idea. Now, you need a CPA, Colton, CFO, to go over that with you and come out with an actual plan of how you're going to accomplish this. And this guide is like the first step to doing that. It'll help you with ideas, and you start mulling things around. So we've been able to talk to a lot of people being in your booth, Colton, and some of them, it's really apparent that they want to do some things, but they don't know what the next step is. And you can help them with that.
We can help them with that, whether it's an industry-specific kind of question about where to get a truck or how to, what sources they can go to for maintenance on their truck, to what type of a business entity should they set up. That's all the different kinds of material and information we will bring to them. And they definitely should not be doing this stuff on their own, because that's when mistakes are made. And these mistakes, they can unfortunately have long-lasting consequences. And if they're down the road and they've found that they're in a situation where they probably didn't do things necessarily the right way, it's okay. Start now. Don't delay it any further. Get with us. Let us help you out. And we definitely can save people money.
Right. Well, my experience with your firm compared to the people that I did business with before, you had me make some changes in my business where I thought that I was doing the right thing. It turned out I wasn't, and now I'm on the right track going forward. This is 16 years I've leased trucks and been an owner-operator at Swift, thinking I was doing it right. I didn't complain about it. I didn't say, Charlie, hey, this Colton guy, I don't know, man. He's so full of it. No, I said, oh, okay, well, what do we do about that? That's what you're there for.
And we're not always going to tell you what you want to hear. We're going to tell you what we think is best for your business. And there's a big difference in that, right?
Well, and that's what you want, though, from someone you're paying for that professional advice. You don't want them just to be like, yeah, we'll do whatever you want. It's fine. Just don't worry about it. When you get audited, we're nowhere around to hell with you.
Yeah.
Nobody wants that.
Yeah. I'm not going to tell you, hey, Charlie, you're never going to pay taxes. Because guess what? You might.
Right.
But if you do, that means you're probably doing it because you're successful. Successful people make money, and when you make money, you have to pay tax. Now, we're going to do everything we can to help minimize that tax liability and work with you to plan in a way that, give you some strategies and things to do to minimize that tax liability. But overall, we want you to be successful, and that includes, unfortunately, paying taxes sometimes.
No, I think that's absolutely amazing, and I think with that, you guys should definitely go and check out TruckerCFO.com. Give Colton Lawrence a call. His team, he's got a full-blown dedicated team that handles registered agents. I mean, you have data entry folks. You're the CPA. You are the CEO of CFO.
Yes, I am.
Right.
I'm the CEO of TruckerCFO.
That hurts my head, man. There's just too many letters, and throw in an 8 because it's silent. Why not? But anyhow, you guys. I'm Charlie, this is Jeff. We've been talking with Colton Lawrence, his Contractor's Corner, and we will see you on the next one. We're live here currently at Expedite EXPO 23 in Fort Wayne, Indiana. Thanks to the ES folks for having us and letting us come over here and do this kind of stuff, and we will see you guys soon.